Dar un testimonio breve de lo que Dios ha hecho en mi vida.
Since we were doing Evelyn's dedication today, that's okay. Since we were doing Evelyn's dedication today,
Así que como hoy estábamos dedicando a la niña Evelyn,
I felt like it was a good opportunity to share the testimony of when she was born.
pensé que era una buena oportunidad para compartir el testimonio cuando ella nació.
Now, I have 3 girls,
Tengo 3 niñas
and Evelyn's was, you can go ahead and take her to her class. Evelyn was definitely the hardest birth that I have ever experienced.
pero Evelyn fue el nacimiento más duro que he experimentado.
You know, I woke up at 4 o'clock that morning
Me desperté a las 4 de la mañana ese día
with contractions,
con contracciones
and I was like, today is the day this baby is going to get here.
y yo dije, hoy es el día que esta niña va a salir,
Because I was ready for the baby to be here.
porque ya estaba lista para que saliera.
The pregnancy was a really tough one physically, and I was just ready for that part to be done.
El embarazo fue una temporada muy difícil y ya yo estaba lista para que esto terminara.
So we call the doctor, we go to the doctor's office,
Así que llamamos al doctor, fuimos a la oficina del doctor
and they're like, well, you're just at a 2. And pregnant, whenever you're going to have a baby, you can get all the way up to a 10. When you hit the 10, that's when the baby comes, okay?
por ahora está en 2 y cuando llegue a 10, entonces ese es el momento que va a salir el bebé.
So Jonathan and I were like, well, we're just going to go have lunch.
Así que Jonathan y yo dijimos, vamos a ir a almorzar.
You know, with a 3rd baby, you just think you got all the time in the world. You know how this is going to go.
Con el tercero en el camino, usted cree que ya sabe cómo va a salir todo.
You know, so we go to Maggiano's.
Así que fuimos a Mayanos,
And it's not really a good idea to eat before you have a baby, but I was really hungry.
pero no es en realidad una buena idea comer antes de dar a luz, pero tenía mucha hambre.
Or at least to eat Maggiano's food, I will say, a very heavy meal.
No una buena idea comer comida italiana, que es algo pesada.
You know, so I got a big bowl of chicken Alfredo.
Así que yo ordené una gran porción de pollo Alfredo
I had a salad, you know, I was being healthy.
y tuve una ensalada, lo cual es bastante saludable,
And then we had a big dessert.
y un gran postre.
And it was wonderful.
Y estaba muy delicioso.
But we realized during that lunchtime,
Pero nos dimos cuenta en ese almuerzo
this baby was going to come,
que la bebé iba a venir
and we did not have a name.
y no teníamos un nombre.
Whew, man, again. That happened the second with Abigail.
Y eso, ¿cómo fue? What?
That happened with Abigail. Abigail
Eso
didn't
mismo
have a
pasó
name when
con
she was born
Abigail.
either. And I was like, I will not have another baby without a name.
Y no voy a tener otro bebé sin un nombre, listo.
And so we were talking, and finally we decided on the name Evelyn.
Estábamos hablando y por fin decidimos en el nombre Evelyn.
Now, the meaning of Evelyn is life.
El significado de Evelyn es vida.
And when I saw that meaning, I was like, yes, this is it.
Y cuando yo vi el significado de ese nombre, yo dije, este es.
You know, and I was thinking this baby is going to bring even more life into our home.
Este bebé va a traer más vida a nuestra casa.
You know, and so perfect name. All right, we are ready.
Es un nombre perfecto, así que ya estamos listos.
And so we decided to go to go shopping.
Así que decidimos caminar e ir de compras.
And so as soon as I got into the store where we were at,
Y apenas llegamos al lugar donde íbamos, a la tienda,
the contractions got a lot stronger,
las contracciones empezaron a hacerse más fuertes
and they were about every 2 minutes.
y ahora estaban cada 2 minutos.
You know, so I'm looking through the toys and I'm walking, all of a sudden I'm just like,
Estaba caminando de pronto y me paralizaba.
okay, that one's gone. Okay, I'm good. So I walk again and I'm like,
Así que cuando
Yeah.
el dolor se iba, yo seguía caminando y otra vez regresaba.
you know, so there's this big giant pregnant lady walking through the store having to stop like every 10 steps.
Y está esta mujer embarazada caminando y cada tres pasos está parando.
And I was like, you know what, Jonathan, I think I should probably go to the hospital.
Así que le dije a Jonathan, yo creo que ya es hora de irnos para el hospital.
So we went back to the doctor, and then we wound up going to the hospital.
Así que fuimos de vuelta al doctor, al hospital,
And we decided to walk a little bit more at the hospital.
y decidimos caminar un poco más en el hospital.
And so I walked a little bit more, and then I was like, okay, I need to get up there now.
Y así que caminamos, pero ya entonces decidimos ir al lugar.
So we get up there, and I'm like, okay, I am ready for the epidural.
Y yo llegué allá y dije, estoy lista para la epidural.
The pain is too much. Let's get this show going, you know?
El dolor es muy fuerte, y así que sigamos con esto.
The problem was
El problema
that they were short-staffed.
que no tenían suficiente personal.
And there were a lot of people who were needing anesthesia for surgeries.
Y había mucha gente ahí esperando por cirugía, anestesia.
And at this point, I'm around about a 7, which is closer to 10, you know, than a 2.
Y ya estaba cerca de los 7, que está muy cerca de los 10.
And they were like, it'll be about 30 more minutes.
Y nos dijeron, son como 30 minutos más.
And I was like, okay, Lord, please, please let them get here, you know. And so I'm watching every minute that goes by, and I'm like, okay, 10 minutes.
Así que yo dije, Señor, ayúdanos, y estoy mirando el reloj cuando están pasando cada minuto, y pasan 10 minutos.
And I'm 11, 12,
11,
13,
12, 13,
14,
14,
15.
15.
Woo, halfway there, the epidural is coming.
Y ya estoy a la mitad, okay, ya casi.
And now I was to the point I couldn't even joke around or smile anymore, okay? It was hurting.
Este punto ya yo no podía ni bromear ni reír.
And I was
Estaba
just like,
doliendo.
Jesus, bring the anesthesiologist now, please.
Y yo decía, Jesús, tráeme el anestesiólogo ahora mismo, por favor.
Finally, he got there,
Por fin llegó ahí
and they did the epidural,
y hicieron la inyección.
and the doctor said, you know what?
El doctor dijo,
I'm really sorry, but this is not going to go into effect in time. The baby is coming. And I said, I know.
y ella dijo, esto no va a surtir efecto, y el bebé ya está saliendo.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, Jesus, I was crying.
Y yo estaba llorando.
And I wasn't lucid. I wasn't with it, okay? I just remember saying, help me, Jesus, help me, Lord. Help me, Jesus, help me, Lord.
Solo me acuerdo de decir, ayúdame, Señor, ayúdame, Cristo, en ese momento, porque era bastante la angustia.
And that was all that came out of my mouth.
Y era lo único que salía de mi boca.
And I was like, God, help me to be awake so I can get this baby out, because I was at the point of I was going to pass out.
Y yo solo le decía a Dios, ayúdame a estar despierta para poder dar a luz, porque a este punto ya estaba que me desmayaba.
And I remember the doctor saying, Tiffany, look here, Tiffany. And I'm like,
Y yo me acuerdo que el doctor me decía, me llamaba la atención, y me llamaba, y me decía que pusiera atención.
and so I was like, who am I looking at, you know? And finally I was like, and she told me something, I don't even know what she said.
Y ella me llamaba la atención, y por fin yo le dije qué, pero no me acuerdo qué fue lo que me dijo.
And I was like, okay, yes, do it, yes.
Y yo dije, sí, hágalo,
And I was,
adelante.
yes, do it, whatever you said, do it.
Lo
yes,
que tenga que hacer,
yes.
hágalo, lo que tenga que hacer.
So finally, baby is born.
Así que al final la bebé nace,
They put her on my belly,
la ponen en mi pancita,
and we realized she's really white.
y nos damos cuenta que es muy blanca.
You know, and we think, oh man, we got another white girl. Sorry, Jonathan.
Tenemos otra niña blanca, lo siento, Jonathan.
But in that moment, the NICU comes and they take her. Oh.
The
The neonatal specialist, the baby specialist,
sí,
intensive care.
sí, la
we go.
enfermera que cuida a los bebés llega y la toma.
And they take her and they put her over to the side and they start doing all these things.
Y la ponen ahí al lado y empiezan a hacer todas estas cosas.
We don't know what's going on.
No nos damos cuenta qué es lo que está pasando.
Later, we found out
Después nos dimos cuenta
that at that point, she wasn't, she was aspirated. She had a bunch of junk in her throat.
que ella no podía respirar y tenía un montón de cosas en la garganta.
She had a heartbeat, but she wasn't breathing.
tenía el latido del corazón, pero no estaba respirando.
And so, of course,
Por-
all that comes to my mind in that moment, I know something's wrong, but I don't know what,
En ese momento yo sé que hay algo mal, pero no sé qué es.
is, oh, is her name.
Y solo lo que se me ocurre es acordarme de su nombre.
Evelyn means life,
Evelyn significa vida.
and God is going to give her life.
Y Dios le va a dar la vida.
And so about 5 minutes passed,
Y así pasan 5 minutos
and Jonathan was praying,
y Jonathan estaba orando.
and finally we hear her cry.
Y por fin se escucha el llanto de la niña.
And they bring her over, and I was like,
Y la
"Thank you,
traen
Jesus."
y yo estaba llena de gozo.
Because in those moments, there was such a peace of God.
Porque en esos momentos había una paz de Dios.
I had no idea what was going on, but I knew something was wrong.
Yo no sabía qué era lo que estaba pasando, pero sabía que algo andaba mal.
But God had already given us a word.
Pero Dios ya nos había dado la palabra.
Whenever we chose her name at lunch and we looked it up and we knew that it meant life.
Cuando escogimos el nombre en la hora de almuerzo y nos dimos cuenta que significaba vida.
Then we were able to have peace in that moment, knowing that God was going to come through and she would have life.
Y en ese momento pudimos tener paz y sabíamos que Dios iba a hacer su obra y que ella iba a tener vida.
And as you guys saw, she is very alive and well today.
Y ella, como la ven, está en muy buenas condiciones.
You know, as I was thinking through her story,
Y estaba pensando a través de esa historia,
I was reminded of how whenever you're having a baby, there's actually 3 phases to it.
cuando se tiene un bebé hay 3 fases.
The first one is called early labor phase.
Es la cara de primera de dar a luz.
Yeah. And this is just when the contraction first comes and you're like, oh, I'm going to have a baby, right?
Y eso es cuando la primera contracción empiezan a llegar y te das cuenta que, oh, eso está aproximándose.
You know, this is a great time to just relax and wait until the next step.
Y eso es un gran momento para relajarse y esperar al siguiente paso.
The second phase is called active labor phase.
Y el segundo paso es la fase activa de dar a luz.
And this is when things get real. You're like, oh man, this baby's coming.
Y esto es cuando ya usted se da cuenta de que sí viene el bebé.
The third phase is called transition phase.
Y la tercera fase es la fase de transición.
And this is also known as, I want to give up. I don't want a baby anymore.
Es cuando se arrepienten de tener el bebé ya no, y quieren darse por vencidos.
It's true. I mean, you want that baby, but you don't want to have to get it here. You just want it to kind of appear, you know?
Ustedes quieren ese bebé, pero no quiere pasar por el proceso.
Those are all the details I'm going to give. Don't worry, we're not going to have a big, deep science lesson today.
Esos solo son los detalles que vamos a tomar, no vamos a tener clases hoy de esto.
But I thought it was very interesting because then it got me thinking a little bit more.
Pero creí que esto era algo interesante porque me hizo pensar acerca de algo más.
About how our lives are filled with these transitional phases.
Cómo nuestras vidas están llenas de estas fases transicionales.
You know, some are easier than others.
Algunas son más fáciles que otras.
Some leave us feeling completely disoriented and not really knowing what direction we're supposed to go in.
Algunas nos dejan completamente desorientados y no sabemos qué dirección tomar.
I mean, if you think about it, there's lots of transitions in our lives.
Si lo piensas, hay muchas transiciones en nuestras vidas.
You transition from being single to being married,
Te pasas de ser soltero a ser casado,
from no children to children,
de no tener hijos a tener hijos,
graduating high school,
de graduarse de la secundaria
and going on to college,
y empezar la universidad.
and then graduating college and going into the workforce,
Y graduarse de la universidad e irse a trabajar.
or moving away,
O trasladarse de lugar,
changing jobs,
cambiarse de trabajo,
losing a loved one,
perder a algún ser amado,
having grandkids.
tener nietos.
You know, if we talk about the Christian life, we go from being lost and totally without God to being found and having Him.
Si hablamos de la vida cristiana, de estar perdidos a estar, ser salvos en Cristo.
And there's a lot of other different transitions that we go through in our spiritual lives.
Y hay muchas transiciones transiciones que pasamos en nuestras vidas espirituales.
So these transitional phases happen a lot during our lifetimes.
Así que estas fases transicionales pasan muchas veces en nuestras vidas.
The dictionary defines transition as
El diccionario define transición como
the process
el proceso
or a period of changing from one state to another.
o periodo de cambio de un estado a otro.
Now, like we talked about in labor, when you're having a baby,
Así como hablamos cuando se da a luz,
that transition phase is the hardest.
la fase de transición es la más dura.
But it's also the most rewarding because at the end of it, what do you have?
Pero también es la más premiada porque al final de eso vemos el fruto de esa transición.
You have that little baby in your arms.
Tienes un bebé en tus manos, en tus brazos.
And it's the same in life.
Y es lo mismo en la vida.
No matter how difficult or uncomfortable a transition is.
No importa cuán difícil o qué incómodo sea,
It always ends in a change.
siempre termina en un cambio.
The beginning of something new and different.
El inicio de algo nuevo y diferente.
Hopefully something better,
Esperando que algo sea mejor,
maybe not always,
tal vez no sucede siempre.
but it's something new and something different.
Es algo nuevo, algo diferente.
And, you know, because a transition a lot of times is marked with difficulty,
Y la transición están llenas de dificultades
it's also marked with those feelings of just wanting to give up.
y también está marcada con esos sentidos o sentimientos de darnos por vencido.
I mean, when I was about to have that baby, I was like, I'm done, y'all.
Cuando estaba a punto de dar esa bebé, yo decía, no, hasta aquí me rindo.
I was like, this is it. That
Esto-
baby will have to get out on her own.
Esta bebé va a tener que salir por su propia cuenta.
And it's the same sometimes when we're going through these difficult transitions in life. We just want to give up.
Y es lo mismo cuando vamos en estas transiciones en nuestras vidas que a veces queremos rendirnos.
You know, it's a time where it's very easy to lose our focus
Es muy fácil en esos momentos perder nuestro enfoque
and to focus instead on the difficulties that we're experiencing right in that moment.
y en lugar de enfocarnos en las dificultades que están pasando en ese momento.
And that's why it's so important for us to be diligent in just two things, you guys. Can everybody say two things? Dos cosas.
Y por eso es tan importante que seamos diligentes y tenemos dos cosas.
The first one is that we keep our focus.
La primera es que mantenemos nuestro enfoque.
Let's go to Hebrews 12:2 quickly.
Vamos a Hebreos 3,
12:2.
12:2.
Yes.
12:2. Hebreos.
Hebrews 12:2. When you're there, say amen, amen.
12.
Yep. Yes, sir. Says, we keep our eyes on Jesus, the source and perfecter of our faith. Just read that part. 12:2.
Yeah, I got it. I was just gonna see.
Oh, do you want me to read it? You got it?
I can't see.
Okay.
I got glasses.
It says, fijemos la mirada en Jesús, el iniciador y perfeccionador de nuestra fe. Thank you, Juan.
Thank you.
That's okay. So, like we already talked about, because the intensity sometimes that is within this transitional time, the difficulty, because of the difficulty in the transitional phase.
Sorry.
Because of the difficulty in the transitional phase.
Por razón de la dificultad y la fase de transición,
We're going to want to focus on what we're going through right at that moment.
Nos vamos a enfocar en lo que estamos pasando en ese momento.
On the pain, the hardship, the obstacle, whatever it is.
En el dolor, en el obstáculo, el que estemos pasando en ese momento.
But we must be very intentional in keeping our eyes on Jesus.
Pero nuestras intenciones tienen que estar siempre en mantener nuestros ojos en Cristo.
You know, I remember whenever I was in that moment and Evelyn was about to come.
Y yo recuerdo en ese momento cuando Evelyn estaba por venir.
And I would tell the doctor, man, it hurts so bad.
Y yo le decía a la doctora, esto duele mucho.
And she would always redirect my focus.
Y ella siempre me mantenía enfocada.
She'd say, yeah, that contraction was bad. She would say, that contraction was bad.
Y ella decía, esa contracción era mala? Or, yeah?
Yeah, duro.
Dura, sí,
Yeah, it was
dura, hard.
painful.
Okay.
But you never have to experience that contraction again.
Pero no vas a tener que experimentar esa contracción otra vez.
That one is done.
Y esa ya pasó.
Let's keep moving.
Sigamos moviéndonos.
Now, some of you ladies are like, I would have smacked her, right?
Bueno, algunos de ustedes dirían, le daría una cachetada.
No, for me, I needed my focus redirected
So, en ese momento yo necesitaba que mi enfoque se redirigiera
to the goal, the prize that I was moving towards.
a la meta que yo me estaba moviendo.
And that's the same for us. Sometimes we get so focused on right now, right here.
Y es lo mismo para nosotros porque a veces solo nos quedamos aquí donde estamos.
But the word says we have to keep our eyes on Jesus.
Pero la palabra dice que tenemos que mantener nuestros ojos en Cristo.
You know, Philippians 3, verses 12 through 14. Let's go there real quick.
Filipenses
3, 12 through 14.
3 al 14. Filipenses.
So, Philippians chapter 3, verses 12 through 14.
Tres de, ¿cuál?
12 through 14.
Oh, 12. I think I can-
Entonces, 3,
I can
12
read
a
that.
14.
Okay. No es que ya lo haya conseguido todo o que ya sea perfecto. Sin embargo, sigo adelante esperando alcanzar aquello para lo cual Cristo Jesús me alcanzó a mí.
Amen. And just read that one. That's good. Our ultimate transition in life,
Nuestra transición en la vida,
the ultimate transition,
la más importante transición en nuestra vida,
is moving from this life to our life in eternity.
es movernos de esta vida a una vida eterna.
And while we're here on earth, we're going to go through a lot of different transitions
Y aquí en la tierra vamos a pasar muchas transiciones,
as we become more and more like Jesus.
así como nos estamos haciendo más y más como Cristo.
You know, just like Paul says in 2 Corinthians 2:14.
Así como Pablo dice en segunda de Corintios 3:14,
2:14. We're going
2:14.
from glory to glory.
vamos de gloria en gloria.
But ultimately,
Pero más que todo,
there's that goal that we have
esa meta que tenemos,
and that we're reaching for our entire Christian life.
que estamos esperando llegar por toda nuestra vida.
And that is to ultimately be with him in heaven. Amen.
Y que lo más importante es estar con Dios en los cielos.
And we're waiting for that day where we exchange this body
Y esperamos ese día que podamos cambiar este cuerpo
for our heavenly body.
por cuerpos celestiales.
Now, don't look all sad. Heaven's going to be good, y'all. I said, don't you can't really translate y'all, can you? Don't be sad. Heaven's going to be good.
Así que no estén tristes porque el cielo es muy bueno.
But we cannot lose our focus.
Pero no podemos perder nuestro enfoque.
We can't get so wrapped up in the things down here, the hardships,
Aquí podemos ocuparnos con todas las dificultades de que este mundo ofrece
that we miss out on that goal of heaven.
y nos vamos a perder la meta del cielo.
The second thing and the last thing
Y la segunda cosa y la última,
is that we have to learn how to wait.
tenemos que aprender a cómo esperar.
You know, transition phases are also times of waiting.
Las fases de transición son muchas veces espera.
You know, if you're having a baby, you are waiting for that baby to be here.
Si está esperando un bebé, tiene que esperar para que ese bebé venga.
And in life, when we're going through transitions,
Y en la vida, así como pasamos transiciones,
we are waiting for that one thing to end and something new to begin.
esperamos que esa cosa pase y que venga algo nuevo.
Now, a lot of times, whenever we read scriptures about waiting
Muchas veces he leído la escritura acerca de espera
or waiting on the Lord, I
o
should say,
esperar en el Señor.
it seems like more of an inactive wait.
Parece como que son momentos inactivos.
You know, Psalms 46:10
En Salmos 46:10
says, "Be still and know that I am God." I think it said quietos. Is that the verse?
Estad quietos y darte cuenta que yo soy Dios.
Psalm 62:5
Salmos 65,
62:5. It's okay.
62:5.
It says, "For God alone I will wait in silence." We're just paraphrasing.
Por Dios,
Okay.
solo por Dios esperaré en silencio.
Psalms 37:7
El Salmo 37:7.
says, "Rest in the Lord and wait patiently."
Descansa en el Señor y espera con paciencia.
So there's a time where we do need to rest and be quiet and wait.
Así hay momentos que tenemos que esperar, descansar.
The verses in Isaiah that Pastor read earlier. Escena, that's good.
Una escena de cómo Dios actúa,
Or how to wait on God.
cómo esperar a Dios.
There you go.
Habacuc.
Now, Habakkuk is a very small, is in the minor prophets. Here we go. I'll go ahead and read it in English. It says, "I will stand at my guard post and station myself on the lookout tower. I will watch to see what he will say to me and what I should reply about my complaint."
What's that? Habacuc what?
2:1.
2:1. Look. Me mantendré alerta, me posaré en los terraplenes. 2:1? 2:1, right? Yeah. Okay.
There you
Me
go.
mantendré alerta, me posaré en los terraplenes, estaré pendiente de lo que me diga, de su respuesta, mi reclamo, Señor.
Now, there's another version that says, where it says, "Me mantendré alerta." It actually says, "I will stand at my watch post."
Hay una versión que dice que me mantendré en mi sitio de vigilancia.
I will remain at my station,
Me mantendré en mi estación
and I will keep watching.
y me mantendré viendo.
So Habakkuk is standing at his post.
Así que Habacuc estaba en su posición.
He's continuing to do his job as a watchman. He was a prophet.
Él seguía haciendo su trabajo como un atalaya.
There you
Right.
go, that's the word. Because he was a prophet, so that's what he did.
Porque él era un profeta y eso era lo que él hacía.
So that whenever God spoke,
Así que cuando Dios hablaba,
he would immediately hear him.
inmediatamente él lo escuchaba.
He wasn't sitting back in silence
No estaba sentados en silencio,
with his eyes closed, waiting to hear from God.
con sus ojos cerrados, esperando escuchar la voz de Dios.
He was standing guard at his post.
Estaba en guardia en su sitio.
He was doing the ministry that God had called him to.
Estaba haciendo el ministerio que Dios le había mandado.
So I want to end with this, with an encouragement.
Yo voy a terminar con esto.
As you wait,
Así como esperas,
if you're in a time of transition right now, as you wait,
si estás en un momento de transición, ¿cómo esperas?
continue doing what God has called you to do.
Sigue haciendo lo que Dios te ha llamado que hagas.
Keep fighting the good fight.
Pelea la buena batalla.
You know, like I said, when you're about to have a baby,
Así como cuando íbamos a tener este bebé,
you can't just, lay back and say, you know what? I'm just going to let the baby do the work.
no puedes dejar que simplemente el bebé haga el trabajo.
I'm just going to lay here and rest while that baby just does what it's supposed to do.
Quise voy a sentarme aquí simplemente y descansar, que el bebé salga.
You know, there was a time to rest and to wait, and that was in the beginning.
Y había un momento de sentarse, descansar, pero eso era en el inicio.
But now, as the transition is about to end,
Pero ahora, cuando la transición está a punto de terminar,
whenever what you are waiting for is about to finally happen,
por lo aquello que has estado esperando, a punto está de pasar,
then it's time to continue to work and to do what you are supposed to do.
en este momento tienes que trabajar y seguir haciendo lo que debes hacer.
Transitions are not easy,
Las transiciones no son fáciles,
but God uses them
pero Dios usa las transiciones
to mold us
para moldearnos,
so that whenever we get to that point of change,
para que cuando lleguemos a ese punto de cambio,
when that baby comes,
para cuando ese bebé viene,
we are ready and we are who we need to be for that.
y vamos a estar listos y vamos a hacer lo que tenemos que hacer para recibir eso que viene.
If you're in the midst of a transition today,
Si estás en medio de una transición hoy,
don't lose heart.
no desfallezcas,
Don't give in.
no te des por vencido.
Keep your focus and actively wait on the Lord.
Mantén tu enfoque y activamente espera en el Señor.
And He will bring you through to the other side.
Y Él te va a traer hasta el otro lado.
If you want to stand to your feet, I want to end in prayer.
Por favor, pónganse en sus pies. Vamos a terminar en oración.
Always, always,
Siempre
I want to make an invitation or invite you.
quiero invitarlo, quiero hacer una invitación
For those of you who do not have Christ in your heart,
por aquellos que no